Let me ask you three simple but powerful questions. Have you ever felt tired, not just in your body, but in your heart from trying too hard to be everything for everyone? Do you often say yes when your whole body is screaming no, just to avoid hurting someone or looking bad? And are you secretly afraid that if you stop pushing yourself so much, your life will fall apart? If you've nodded even once, then this story is for you. Because here's the truth no one tells us in our 30s. Sometimes being lazy is exactly what saves your peace. Not lazy in a careless or harmful way, but lazy in the places where effort only brings stress, not happiness. It might sound strange, even wrong, but today you'll hear how doing less in a few key areas of life can bring more joy, especially as you grow older. You'll hear about people who kept fighting battles they didn't need to fight until it cost them their health, relationships, or peace. You'll hear about choices that seem small now, but grow bigger with age. Most of all, you'll learn how letting go of what drains you isn't giving up, it's growing up. So stay with us until the end of this video. You might just walk away with a new kind of freedom and a lighter heart. And if you find even a small moment of truth or healing in this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because peace is better when it's shared. Let's begin. In our 30s, we often carry the habit of trying to please everyone. Our boss, our family, our friends, even strangers. We say yes to things we don't want to do. We avoid saying no, even when we feel tired or uncomfortable. We smile when we feel like crying, and we give when our own cup is empty. At first, it may feel like we're doing the right thing. We think we're kind, helpful, and responsible. But slowly, this habit steals our peace. It teaches our heart that other people's happiness matters more than our own well-being. Over time, always trying to make everyone happy can lead to deep emotional burnout. We begin to lose our sense of self. We forget what we enjoy, what we love, what makes us feel alive. It's like watering every plant in the garden but forgetting to water our own roots. And when we reach old age, we may look back and feel regret. Not for what we didn't do, but for not giving ourselves the care we truly needed. Being a little lazy about pleasing everyone doesn't mean being selfish. It means choosing peace over pressure. It means understanding that not every invitation needs your presence, not every problem is yours to solve, and not every opinion should shape your life. People will still respect you when you set gentle limits. In fact, the right people will love you even more for honoring your boundaries. Imagine a quiet evening in your older years, sipping tea on your balcony, the sky painted with soft colors. You are not worried about what others think. You are not carrying guilt for saying no. You feel light, peaceful, whole. That calm doesn't come from working harder. It comes from choosing wisely, choosing yourself when it truly matters. So let go of the pressure to please everyone. You don't need to wear yourself thin to be loved. Sometimes being lazy in the right places is the wisest choice of all. In a world that moves so fast, we often feel like we're falling behind. We scroll through social media and see others buying homes, starting businesses, getting married, and living what looks like perfect lives. Deep inside, we panic. We start to rush. We think if we don't achieve big things by a certain age, we've somehow failed. So we push ourselves hard. We give up sleep. We skip moments of joy. We trade peace for pressure. And we think this is what success looks like. But what we don't see are the quiet stories. The ones where success came slowly, gently, without stress or pain. We don't see the people who took time to find themselves, to grow at their own pace, and to enjoy the journey. And we forget that life is not a race. It's not a checklist. It's not a competition. When we reach old age, it's not the rush that we remember. It's the walks in the park, the time spent with loved ones, the mornings where we sip tea and watch the sun rise without a deadline chasing us. True success is not in how fast we reach a goal, but how deeply we live along the way. Being a little lazy about rushing success allows us to breathe. It gives us space to learn gently, grow slowly, and stay kind to ourselves. It helps us enjoy the small wins, not just the big ones. It reminds us that everyone has a different timeline, and that's okay. The tree doesn't rush to grow its roots. The river doesn't hurry to reach the ocean, yet both arrive with grace. So take your time. Move at your own rhythm, Celebrate progress, even if it's quiet. Your path is not meant to look like anyone else's. And when you look back years from now, you'll be glad you didn't rush. You'll be thankful you gave yourself time to breathe, to grow, and to live fully. As we move through life, many of us carry a silent burden, trying to make everyone happy. We say yes when we want to say no. We take on extra work just to be liked. We go to events we don't enjoy, agree to things we don't believe in, and hold back our truth to avoid conflict. It begins early, this habit of pleasing others. And without noticing, we let our own needs fall behind. We begin to live for others, not for ourselves. But with age comes wisdom. One of the greatest lessons we can learn is that not everyone's opinion matters. Not every voice needs to be louder than our own. The people who truly care will accept us even when we say no. And those who walk away when we set boundaries were never really standing with us. Pleasing everyone is exhausting. It drains our energy. It leaves us feeling empty and unseen. But when we're brave enough to stop, to be a little lazy about making everyone happy, something amazing happens. We find peace. We feel lighter. We begin to know ourselves again. We reconnect with what we truly want, not just what others expect from us. This is not about being selfish. It's about being real. We're not meant to carry everyone's expectations. We're not built to live someone else's life. When we choose our mental peace over constant approval, we grow stronger on the inside. We begin to speak more clearly, love more fully, and rest more deeply. And in old age, this freedom becomes gold. We no longer waste time on empty conversations. We surround ourselves with people who bring warmth, not pressure. We learn that it's okay if not everyone likes us, because we like ourselves. That's what matters. So be a little slower to say yes. Be honest. Be kind to yourself. Protect your peace like it's your greatest treasure, because it is. There's a quiet kind of stress that lives in many hearts, the feeling of needing to prove ourselves. We compare our lives with others, even without meaning to. We scroll through pictures, watch others succeed, and suddenly feel like we're falling behind. But the truth is, life is not a race. And being lazy about competition doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing peace over pressure. We live in a world that tells us to be better, faster, richer, or more successful than others. But when we always look sideways, we forget to see what's right in front of us. We miss our own small wins. We overlook the quiet joy of our own journey. There is no fixed timeline. Some bloom early, others take time, and both are beautiful. When we stop chasing someone else's idea of success, we begin to feel lighter. We focus on what truly matters. Maybe it's not the job title, the house size, or how many followers we have. Maybe it's the laughter around the dinner table, the slow mornings, the peace of knowing we're enough as we are. Being lazy about competition allows us to be present. It helps us celebrate others without feeling less. It reminds us that our worth doesn't rise or fall based on someone else's journey. It's not about quitting growth. It's about growing in our own time, with no rush, no panic, and no comparison. And in old age, this mindset becomes a blessing. People who live their own path often look back with deeper satisfaction. They feel joy not from winning more, but from worrying less. Their hearts are calm, their days feel whole. So be kind to yourself. Go slower if you need to. Let others run ahead. The quiet, steady path you choose may just be the one that leads to lasting peace. There is something deeply exhausting about trying to make everyone happy. It starts small, saying yes when we want to say no, holding back our thoughts to avoid upsetting others, or changing our choices just to fit in. At first, it feels like kindness, but over time, it becomes a quiet burden that weighs down the heart. The truth is, the more we chase approval, the further we drift from peace. Being lazy about pleasing everyone doesn't mean being rude or uncaring. It means protecting your own well-being. It means understanding that no matter how hard we try, someone will always want us to be different. There's always a new expectation, a new judgment, a new should waiting around the corner. And if we live to meet all of them, we forget who we are. As we grow older, the people who feel the most peaceful are not the ones who live for others' approval. They are the ones who chose their truth. They gave their time and energy to what really mattered. They understood that saying no is not selfish. It's healthy. that setting boundaries is not harsh, it's wise. When we stop trying to be perfect in others' eyes, we become softer with ourselves. We begin to listen more to our own needs, our own dreams, and our own inner voice. We make space for stillness, for honesty, for rest. And in that space, joy begins to grow. Not the loud joy of applause, but the quiet joy of feeling free. Letting go of the need to please everyone opens the door to real relationships. People love you not for what you do for them, but for who you are. And when you are true to yourself, the right people stay. The right peace stays. So be gentle, be real, and be free. You don't need to wear a mask for the world. In the end, your light shines brightest when it's not filtered through the expectations of others. As we reach the end of this journey, take a deep breath. Let these thoughts gently settle in your heart. We've talked about the 5 things we should be slower or lazier about, not to escape life, but to protect it. Not to run from responsibilities, but to care for what really matters. Each lesson we explored is like a quiet lantern in the dark, lighting the way toward a peaceful and strong old age. We learned that being lazy about chasing money, fame, or more things helps us build real happiness. Simple living brings deep rest. We saw how stepping back from constant talking, arguing, or needing to be right keeps our minds light and our relationships calm. We felt how letting go of over-planning and control can open the door to trust and flow. Life becomes less stressful when we stop trying to hold everything tightly. We understood how choosing to do less of what drains us and more of what lifts us gives us energy that lasts. And we found that not trying so hard to please everyone allows us to live with honesty and self-respect. In this quiet slowing down, there is deep strength. In this gentle laziness, there is healing. Being slower, softer, and more mindful doesn't make you weaker. It makes you wise. It makes you kinder to your future self. It gives your heart room to breathe. So as you move forward, carry these lessons gently with you. Don't rush, don't push. Let life unfold. Let peace grow. And remember, sometimes the best way to move ahead is to slow down.